Hey everyone, welcome to our ETHDenver virtual submission. This is our product called Stardust, which we submitted for the in-person hackathon, and now we have implemented some other features in this. So this is Stardust version 2.0. However, the liquidity NFT liquidity platform that we built remains the same. Here is a quick demo of that. If you have an NFT, you can choose the contract address of that NFT. And once you have the contract address of that NFT, you can put the token which you are going to be submitting into the contract. So here we are choosing token ID 3. And once we click on generate liquidity, it's actually going to generate a bunch of ERC20 tokens. Right now, we have some fixed number of tokens for this particular NFT. So essentially what you're doing is you're locking in the NFT and generating ERC20 tokens. So you can see that there is first is the token approval, of course, and then the NFT is being logged and ERC20 tokens for this particular NFT will be generated. You can use balancer or anything like that to provide liquidity. Actually, the balancer liquidity pools, which are for beginner projects, right? You can see that this particular ERC20 token set of tokens has been created. Once we add this to our wallet, we'll be able to see that, yeah, under assets, we can see that import tokens, we should be able to see the new tokens that are created. Okay, yeah, all right. So it has already been added. The 100 HBAYC have already been created. Now, if we claim the NFT back, essentially we need to give back the ERC20 and we can claim the NFT back. There are several use cases to this. Yeah, let's go to the process. So there are several use cases to this whole process of providing the liquidity. You can use the liquid ERC20 to trade and speculate the price of that, the floor price of that entire NFT collection. You can do a lot of things like when it comes to the ERC20 tokens, you can trade, you can exchange. And this is one of the features, that is fractionalization, which is gaining a lot of popularity, right? So now we are going to claim back our NFT by transferring the ERC20 that we had generated. Right now, we have deployed this on ETH testnet, Polygon, and Harmony. That's why we are applying for these bounties. And games like DeFi Kingdoms on Harmony can definitely use this kind of product where we can fractionalize the assets or the DeFi Kingdoms products that we are using and be able to give away. So you can see that the HBAYC is claimed from us and we have got back our NFT. These kind of products are useful because in games, once you have an asset that you have already used, you can actually fractionalize that asset and have that ERC20 being traded. And then when somebody has collected enough number of those ERC20s, they can claim that asset without having to be the actual owner, right? So you can claim back an NFT from that collection, which may have the same powers as the original NFT that you actually fractionalize. So that's the idea here. Now let's take a look at the dashboard, which is a completely new one that we have built using Parsiq triggers. So you can see that we have used a mix of covalent APIs and Parsiq triggers. However, all the main data that is related to transfers actually comes in from the Parsiq trigger. So we have taken data from covalent, which is the collection name, the symbol, and the average price. And then you can see that the Parsiq trigger actually gives the number of transactions. So there's a typo in the label. It's actually the number of transactions for the past 3 days. So because the Parsiq triggers give actually instant data, right? So we created a trigger and we have collected all the data into the Excel sheet. And as the data keeps coming, we keep reading the data and displaying in the form of chart. So you can see what are the we have written a trigger for transfer, but we plan to expand this and write many other triggers where you can see the different analytics related to ERC 721. Here we have used the ENS contract as this is one of the popular contracts. And on the left, you can see a small pie chart. We have used the transfer data to figure out whether the ERC 721 interaction with the contract, whether it is a value transfer or whether it is a minting transfer. So you can see that the green one, so of course for ENS, most of them are going to be minting ones, right? Because you're going to be buying new ENSs. Those are the transactions. And there are not many transfer transactions that have happened in the last 3 days, almost zero. Let's take a look at some other NFT probably and take a look at the transfer versus mints that have happened. So we have the Louis Vuitton NFT as well. Yeah, so we can see that the transfer versus the mint has kind of changed. We have 3 transfers versus 3 mints. The graph data in this is not that accurate because we didn't have that many transfers or data points to do for this particular Louis Vuitton NFT, but we had the transfer versus the mints for the existing transactions. That is 6 transactions that we have. So similar to this, we can also do for any ERC 721 of our choice. We can just paste the contract address in the box. And if any triggers associated to that have happened in the last couple of days, it will give us all the transactional data in the form of the analytics graph, as well as whether there has been these NFTs that have been minted or whether they have been transferred or sold. This will give an idea to either collectors or people who are interested in the NFT ecosystem as to what is happening with this particular NFT, right? You can also see statistics such as average 7-day price, unique tokens that have been sold yesterday, etc. Right? So these are some of the other statistics that could be quite useful in terms of understanding what the data is like, right? So this entire dashboard that we created for version 2.0 is using the Parsiq triggers. We also created ERC20 triggers, but unfortunately, because of the number of actions and we created a new account, so we were not able to show so much data. But we have created the triggers and we plan to expand that and add that as a part of our dashboard as well. So this is our Stardust version 2.0. Thank you so much, ETHDenver, for giving us this opportunity to be able to participate in the hackathon. And we are really excited to see how we can actually take this dashboard to make it something that is useful for people who are interested to analyze the data in the NFT ecosystem. Because most of the NFT analytics projects today are gated with money, right? That is subscription based, or you have to buy a certain amount of months worth subscription. Our aim was to create an open source platform where people can come, creators, sellers, buyers, investors can come and take a look at the data associated with ERC 721. That's the aim of Stardust. Thank you everyone for watching this video, and thanks ETHDenver for giving us this opportunity to participate.